Hi, and welcome to Crash Course Cryptozoology. Today is not going to bring to you a very narrative video, but it's going to bring a readout of some sort. And what I mean by that is I'm going to be reading off of a list, a descriptive list, but a list nonetheless, instead of sort of voicing my thoughts on everything. But I will voice my thoughts before I begin the readout. What I'm about to read to you is a list made by Mabel McDaniel, who many of you may know was the mother of Linda Scarberry. Linda Scarberry was one of, if not the first witness in the Point Pleasant Mothman sightings. She unfortunately passed away in 2011, but a friend of mine, Alien Nate, recently brought to me a Mothman book titled Mothman: The Facts Behind the Legend. In it are a lot of very interesting entries, some definitely easier to believe than others. But one in particular was written by Mabel, who again was Linda's mother, and she had compiled a list of what appeared to be Mothman sightings prior to the Point Pleasant incidents. They had a close family friend who was writing to them during the incidents, and he too, in his letters to them, noted that there were sightings that he himself was tracking before it seemed to quote-unquote settle in Point Pleasant. Of course, as always, take everything with a grain of salt, but this is a very interesting list, I think, and it certainly adds to the idea presented by that family friend that this was not something that started in Point Pleasant, whatever it was, psychological or otherwise. Without further ado, I will now read the list. Historical sightings of creature or winged man. Number 1. September 18th, 1877. Winged human form sighted over Brooklyn, New York. Number 2. 1915 through 1917. Witnesses saw a white, winged human form in the skies over Portugal. Was described as headless and was assumed by some as a religious vision. Number 3. October 3rd, 1917. The Miracle of Fatima. Huge silvery disc descended through clouds of 70,000 people. Many had cameras, took pictures. Nothing showed on film. Religious interpretation. Number 4. 1922. 2 witnesses in Nebraska saw a circular flying craft land. In both cases, tall winged creatures were said to have disembarked and flown away. One witness was a hunter, the other a scientist from the University of Nebraska. Number 5. November 22nd, 1963. Kent, England. 4 young people saw a luminous oval land in a field nearby, and a tall, headless figure with wings shuffled out of it and approached them. They fled. Later, giant footprints were found in that area, and reports of seeing a pulsating light in the sky. Number 6. 1966. Morristown, New Jersey. A giant headless creature frightened several witnesses in wooded area of historical park. It moved awkwardly. No wings were reported, but sightings bear some resemblance to descriptions in Point Pleasant case. Number 7. July 1966. Saucer sightings in Lost Creek, West Virginia, directly north of Flatwoods, 85 miles northeast of Point Pleasant. Number 8. Flatwoods, West Virginia, 1952. Monster sighted. Giant creature with rays of light blazing from its eyes. Witnesses were ill afterwards, vomiting and suffering from eye trouble. Creature has been seen periodically in the area since. Flatwoods is approximately 70 miles directly east of Point Pleasant. November 15th, 1966. 4 persons were chased by winged creature at the speed of 100 to 105 miles per hour. Creature was described as being approximately 6 feet tall with a 10-foot wingspan. Eyes of blazing red, 2 inches in diameter, and approximately 6 inches apart, having a hypnotizing effect on witnesses. Creature had trunk and body form of human being, was light gray and brown in color. On November 27, 1966, eyewitness number 8 also saw same creature in daylight. Creature has been seen periodically in the area since. Some witnesses have been physically affected after sightings. Many saucer sightings have been reported during December of 1966, along the Ohio River. From Mrs. Mabel McDaniel. It's interesting how well she cataloged those. She really wanted to go after it. I think that at least says that she truly believed something was going on. A lot of these sightings have just gruesome similarities to the Mothman reports. So whether it be a psychological or true physical phenomenon, or perhaps otherwise, Point Pleasant does not seem to be the origin of the Mothman. That being said, until next time.